The morning air was cool when Sam left his old rented room for the last time. The building behind him looked tired and quiet. He hadn't paid rent in months, and the owner had finally asked him to leave. With a small bag of clothes and a blanket, Sam walked away slowly, not from the weight, but from the ache in his heart. Sam had spent a long time looking for steady work. He went from one shop to another, asking if anyone needed help, but the answer never changed. Nothing available. In time, the anger and sadness faded, leaving only silence inside him. He walked through the town without a plan. The streets became busier as the day went on, and the sun got hotter. His pockets had only a few coins left. Every time he counted them, it reminded him how close he was to having nothing. The rent everywhere was too high. The food was too expensive. The town felt like a wall he couldn't climb. By afternoon, Sam reached the edge of the town, where the houses were old and far apart. There he saw a small house standing alone. Its walls were cracked, and the gate hung loosely. The grass around it was tall and wild. Still, something about it felt peaceful. The gray-haired owner stood outside and said softly, "You can have this place for a small rent. It's been empty for years." Sam just nodded. He was too worn out to ask anything. That evening, he settled into the house. The house smelled old and still. Dust covered the floor, and spider webs hung in the corners. In one room, he found an old mattress. It wasn't soft, but it was enough. The silence in the house felt heavy, like it was watching him. Later that night, Sam couldn't sleep well. He turned again and again, thinking about what would happen next. He had no job, no savings, and no idea where to start. The next few days passed slowly. Sam cleaned the house a little each day. He bought only the cheapest food, a bit of bread, butter, and some tea. Every morning, he boiled water and drank his tea quietly outside. The warm cup in his hands made him feel human again, even for a short time. But his mind was still worried. He had to find work soon. The small money he had would not last long. Every night before sleeping, he thought about jobs, where to go, who to ask, but there were no answers. On the fifth day, something strange happened. While sweeping the floor in the living room, Sam stepped on a wooden board that made a hollow sound. He stopped and pressed his foot again. The sound was clear this time. Something was under there. He bent down and touched the floor. The wood was rough and dry. Carefully, he lifted the loose board. Under it, there was an old cloth bag tied with rope. It was dusty and looked like it had been there for many years. Sam sat down on the floor. He didn't open it right away. His heart was calm, but beating slowly. He untied the rope after a long pause, and inside, he found bundles of American dollars. The bills were old, their edges worn and faded, but they were real. Stacks and stacks of them. Sam stared at it silently. He didn't smile. He didn't move. He wasn't greedy, just confused. Who could have left it here? The questions echoed louder than the silence in the room. Sam left the money where it was. He sat in silence, lost in thought. He couldn't bring himself to take it. The whole thing felt unreal, almost too heavy to believe. The next morning, he decided to talk to someone. He saw an old woman sitting on a chair outside her house, enjoying the quiet morning. "Good morning," he said softly. She looked up. "Good morning. You live there now?" "Yes," Sam said. "I just moved in." The old woman nodded slowly. That house belonged to an old man. He lived there alone for many, many years. A quiet man, kind and simple, always polite, always helping others when he could. People liked him. Sam stood there for a while, thinking about her words. The old man sounded gentle, the kind of person who cared quietly. That evening, Sam sat quietly, looking at the place where he found the bag. He thought about it again, but it didn't feel so heavy now. He still didn't know who left the money or why, but he felt it was from someone good. For 2 more days, Sam thought about what to do. He wasn't greedy. He was scared, grateful, unsure all at once. Finally, he decided he would use the money carefully. Not for luxury, not for pride, but to live, to rest, and maybe to start again. Later that night, he slept peacefully for the first time in years. He had enough to stand again, enough to breathe without fear, enough to begin a new life. And sometimes enough, just enough, is all a person truly needs.